Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Sovereign Sunday. This is your weekly tarot reading using the deck Infinite Visions. Remember that this may not resonate for everybody, and today we're going to be asking the question, why am I not in a relationship? So before we jump in, I want to remind you that I do have an online coaching program for high-achieving women who identify with their divine feminine energy. So these tarot readings are great for inspiration and to kind of get you started and motivated. However, in order to actually move your life forward and see real world results when it comes to your love life, your confidence, and your success, then you also need the practical guidance on how to do that. And that is exactly what my program provides, giving you the healing exercises to actually heal and resolve those childhood wounds, the emotional baggage, the heartbreak that you carry. And the more that we can alchemize all of that pain into majestic confidence, that is when a woman is able to feel more fulfilled. She feels more irresistible and really anchors that deep feeling, that deeper embodiment of divine feminine energy that she's looking for. So I do highly recommend to join us, and I will leave the link to that down in the description for you and down below in the comments for you to register now. So the first card that came up when I asked the question, why am I not in a relationship for you, is the Queen of Wands. So this wand represents, it is the most fertile, metaphorically and literally, and like feminine and womanly energies within the divine, within the tarot deck. She may represent a literal woman in your life, and the Queen of Wands represents, she brings good energy, and it's a really positive sign to receive. This may refer to a woman who has a lot of fire energy about her, for example, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. When not referring to a literal person, just in general, she stands for getting a lot accomplished. She represents work and career, having a lot of goals and desires in life. And this card is positive and uplifting type of energy. When the Queen of Wands represents an actual woman in your life, maybe she represents a good friend that you have who is solid and by your side. She may have some self-absorbed tendencies, but she's a good person at heart. If you're trying to conceive and this card appears, it is a positive sign that your fertility is working very well. It's a sign that, new life is coming your way. If you are looking for love, this card can mean that you'll meet someone suitable through a friend or an acquaintance. So I can sense that you're not in the mood to be out on your own right now, but what you need right now is to actually get out and mingle and trust yourself, and the universe will bring you the love and the support that you want and that you need. So this card is telling you that you are single because you're not making yourself visible. You're not going to meet the love of your life laying in bed. So it really is important for you to get yourself out there, either on a dating app, going to events or parties, going to weddings, maybe, I'm getting the imagery of like partner dancing, like swing dancing classes, salsa dancing classes. And I'm sensing that you've been doing a lot of inner healing and you carry a lot of radiance to you, and you really are glowing with your new magnetism, but nobody can see you, my love. You're falling into this habit of hiding your light, which can be caused by fear of intimacy or fear of vulnerability. So it is suggested to do some healing on your majestic confidence in order to feel worthy of the love that you desire. Right now, consciously, you want a new partner, you do crave love, but there are a few things within your heart that's actually holding you back and blocking you from aligning with potential partners. The next card that came up is the Ace of Wands. So this is about the new person that you're going to be calling in. So this card depicts being upbeat, optimistic, and hopeful about your future with a good cause. You are likely to feel energetic and positive right now, or you will be very soon, so hang tight. Now is a good time to start something new. So what will you begin? I'm sensing that there are a few hobbies and activities that you've been wanting to do lately, but you've been holding yourself back and making excuses on why you can't move forward with them. And I want you to reflect on, why are you holding yourself back lately? There's something in you that makes you feel like you're not allowed to be happy. I'm sensing some guilt and shame around allowing yourself to succeed in life. So who are you afraid that you will disappoint if you outshine them? Perhaps I'm getting a woman's energy, so perhaps a mother figure or a sister that you have. So now is a good time to remind yourself that you are not abandoning anyone that you love just because you are living your life and being happy. In fact, the more that we shine and the more that you own your individuality, that actually inspires the women around you. So when we dim our light, we think we're doing a good thing by not rocking the boat, by not making anyone else feel bad or not taking attention from anybody else. But that really doesn't help anybody. It's going to make you miserable. It's going to make you feel bitter because you're holding yourself back, and allowing other people to stay in their comfort zones doesn't help them either. So somebody has to go first when it comes to taking that first step on creating a life that they love. So the more that you sign up for those dance classes that you want to do, when you take the art classes, when you go on those solo dates, when you go to the park by yourself, when you start being the first one to create plans for your friend group, when you start wearing clothes that you've always wanted to wear, that actually does give permission to the women around you to do the same. So find gratitude in your leadership abilities. I have a sense that you have been hiding and kind of waiting around on other people to go first. But you have a lot of leadership to you, and it's time for you to let that show. Don't be the puppy dog that's kind of following everyone else around. Start practicing being the leader and being the one that goes first, because the more that you show up in your authenticity, the more you will inspire other people as well. So that may not seem like it has anything to do with attracting a relationship, but it actually does. When you are living a life that you truly enjoy, when you're visible, when you are fully immersed within your passions, you're going to begin to glow and radiate so much more differently because you're starting to show up for yourself. And you're going to most likely meet the love of your life while you are out and about doing something that you enjoy. The next card that came up is the moon reversed. So the moon reversed indicates that things may be somewhat confusing to you now or to those close to you. So it's important to sit with the uncertainty and don't try to force things or people to do things before they are ready. This card is the Pisces of the tarot deck. So similar to the last card, the last message that came through, I'm picking up that you may have trouble shining on your own. Maybe you have a habit of neediness. You have a habit of waiting around on other people to do things for fun. So this is another form of hiding because you're waiting on someone else to take the lead instead of you taking the lead yourself. I'm sensing that if someone else doesn't want to do a particular activity, you take it really personally, you start to feel abandoned and rejected, and you hold yourself back. So this card is really urging you to not do that anymore. That if someone else doesn't want to do something, it doesn't mean that you can't do it yourself. So spirit is telling you to call upon your leadership skills and do things on your own. Take the lead, make the plans, call on that initiative to move yourself forward rather than waiting on other people to give you permission to do so first. I'm sensing that you are in a more psychic and intuitive phase lately. So it's important for you to trust your instincts and your impressions, even if you don't know where they are coming from. I'm sensing that you've been getting like intuitive hits to go certain places, to try different clothing, to start maybe a certain business, but you shy away from listening to them. You kind of block yourself out from listening to them. And again, that is a form of hiding. So when you hide your heart and what you're passionate about, your future love will not be able to find you. You may be encountering women or men who try to push their ideals or assumptions onto you. Maybe you have a habit of fighting back with them to prove a point. And spirit is guiding you to not do that anymore. Let people have their own assumptions and belief systems and values. And just because other people think differently than you doesn't mean that their viewpoints are not correct. Um, Multiple opinions can actually exist all at the same time. So I want you to be mindful of not allowing your energy to be drained just because another person is living or thinking differently than you. When we waste time arguing with other people, it is a form of blocking love into our lives because if you think about it, that valuable energy that could be directed to the man who's actually a match for you, that's going to get blocked if you've been watching like these red pill videos online. I'm sensing that you click on these bitter type videos that you see popping up on YouTube, of men complaining and being bitter, that is a form of your feminine energy being drained and being used. So if all of your beautiful vitality and feminine radiance and life force energy is being given to these unhealthy men, how are the good men, the good man for you, going to be able to find you? If you're hiding in the corner playing with, I call them weasels, weasel energy is just a man or just a person in general who's narcissistic, maybe they're toxic, maybe they are just unhealthy in some way. If you're spending all your time kind of fighting with them, how can the good men see you and find you? They can't if you're hiding with the other guys. So I want you to really make a habit of moving away from people who are not on your level and who are not a match for you, and really holding out for the good men who do want to add to your life and who are healthy and of good quality. The next card that came up for this question is the Seven of Wands. So things might be going very well for you in certain areas of your life. Maybe you have some projects that are going really well. Maybe money is flowing really well into your life. Work is going well. And you may have some moments of self doubt, but I want you to remember that the best thing to do is to feel your fear and do it anyway. So I talk a lot about majestic confidence, and majestic confidence in a woman, in a feminine woman, is not about perfection. It doesn't mean that you'll never have self-doubt or insecurity ever again. It's more about rebuilding this feeling of self-trust within yourself, this feeling of courage, this feeling of faith from the inside out, and just this feeling that no matter what, you have your back. So you might feel fear, but you have the courage to do what you need to do anyway. So spirit is guiding you to continue doing that. Don't hesitate to make where you stand clear to people. Make sure your thinking is clear. And the more that you do that, the more positive changes you will see in your life. So don't hesitate to speak your mind. Being authentic and speaking up for ourselves, that actually helps our relationships, either friendship or love partners, grow even stronger. So authenticity plays a big part in attracting love. So if you have a habit of being a people pleaser, if you have trouble speaking up for yourself, it's very possible to attract a partner from that good girl energy. But I want you to realize that even if you do, they're not going to like you for you, but they're going to like you just because you are convenient and agreeable for them. So if you are a doormat, I know that sounds pretty direct and harsh, but if you have doormat energy, if you have trouble speaking up for yourself, that does attract narcissistic type of people who want to speak for you. So I want you to see how the way that we show up determines what kind of partners we attract. So if you have a habit of playing it small, holding back, being afraid to have boundaries, you're afraid to own who you are. So that's going to attract men who try to tell you who you should be. But you're going to need to work on owning your voice and discovering what your values are and having that majestic confidence and that courage to stand firm in who you are. And the more that you do that, the more that you can value your voice and value who you are and be firm in who you are. That is what's going to attract a partner who respects you for who you are, because you're actually being who you are. So if you do struggle with people pleasing and feeling unworthy of owning your voice, that is something I go over in my online program. And it does help you heal that, just so you know. So the last card that came up is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this card is about return on investment. So whether you are feeling good about things, about your life at the moment, your love life, whether you are feeling good about it or not, realize that there is a shift around the corner that is coming. So there is a need for you to get real clear about what success in your love life means to you and what that looks like for you. So be careful to not have vague desires in life. Really, if your goals and your desires are kind of like flaky, you don't really know what you want, that's going to affect what you are attracting in life. That tends to affect that tends to attract flaky men in return. So when we're flaky about what we desire, if we don't really believe in who we are, if we don't really believe that we deserve the love that we want, that will cause you to attract men who are flaky as well, because they are going to mirror your uncertainty back to you. So a good thing to do is to get clear on what you desire in love. So you can make a list of qualities that you desire in a partner and what you want your relationship to look like. That's a really great way to get you started on kind of developing certainty about what you feel you deserve and what you feel that you want. And Spirit is really urgently wanting me to remind you that, remember that no relationship and no person is perfect. And neither are you, no matter how hard you try. So if you're looking for love and continuously coming up empty, consider the possibility that you may have an unrealistic, idealized idea of what the right partner looks like for you. So real love goes far beyond superficial qualities and appearances. Really feel into the character of the kind of man that you want, the values that you want, the kind of personality that you want to see in him. So this card is about finding that healthy middle ground of being clear on what we desire, but also making sure to be realistic about what men have the ability to provide. Instead of looking for perfection, look for effort and maybe give a chance to men who are not normally your type. I am sensing that there is an attachment issue on your side. So you actually do have men who are interested in you right now. You just can't see them. And for some reason, they can't feel your receptivity. So you are going to need to do some healing around your feminine receiving wound and bring awareness to all the ways that you might be blocking out a man from trying to love you and bond to you. So this happens to a lot of women where they actually do have a lot of men who are interested in them, but unconsciously they have all of these habits and patterns and ways of being that actually signal to the man that he is not needed or wanted by her. So this is why they ghost. This is why they lose interest and disappear. So if that has been a pattern for you, if you have a pattern of, men coming on strong and kind of interested in the beginning, but then kind of slowly fading away and losing interest, I do highly recommend to join my program. I know I keep being repetitive about it, but I will say that I have helped a lot of women heal that receiving wound that they carry and be able to attract divine love in return. So it really is all about getting out of our own way and allowing love to come into our life. But first, you really have to understand how men are wired and how to engage with them and what to look for in their behavior in order to create that soulmate connection. So attracting a soulmate is actually fully in your hands. You don't have to wait on that to just come into your life randomly. There are actually things you can do. There are ways that you can engage with men. There are ways of visibility that you can begin to show up with in the world that can kind of fast track your love life and attract a good quality man within months. It really all depends on how much you're willing to invest within yourself. So love really is coming for you this year. I can sense it for you. If you are on this video, if you clicked on this video, I promise you love is right around the corner. It is all about it's all up to you and what you feel like you deserve, and that is going to determine how quickly it can anchor into your life. All right, my loves, that's all I have for you today. I'm still new at these weekly readings here on YouTube, so if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. And let me know if you like these general collective messages or if you would like a pick a card type video as well. I'm open to all suggestions. Let me know how this message resonated with you down below in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you can catch next week's video. All right, my loves, I love you. Have a great weekend. Take care.